computer. Okay. And all right. Who are the coaches here? Dwayne is here. Is there any other coach here that can participate? Jeff, are you here?
I'm here, Dodgy. Yep.
Okay, you're in the car. Okay. Thank you for jumping in, joining, and I appreciate that.
I'm I'm not driving. I'm not driving. I'm parked.
Okay. Okay, yeah, don't cause a car accident for sure. All right. So what we're gonna do is we kind of talked about this before. If you guys remember, we separate the groups. We're gonna kind of read some of the stuff alongside with this. So some of you guys have a goal, of course, to make a pro. Some of you guys don't care. You just want to play high school, or you're just doing it for fun. We all get that. But the bottom line of Gala is to make you better. So if you have a goal to be slightly better, incredibly better, to go pro, it's still the same steps you have to take. So you just need to keep getting better and better. And that's the ultimate goal for us. We do not want you to stay in the same level. And that's one of the reasons that, and people are questioning, oh, our kid is not, well, do they come to these sessions? I feel like the most important thing about soccer itself is to learn the game tactically, and we're going to be kind of talking about that too. So these sessions, like there are some sessions we have 120 people showing up, which is great, and today we have 23 people. So hopefully we're going to add some numbers later, but obviously people want to just get better by just sitting at home playing video games, and it's not going to happen. So we want to make sure you guys understand that doesn't matter how much you want to get better. Yeah, there's a dedication behind that as well. Okay. So the first part I'm going to be going is this. I don't know if you guys can see it. The steps to take it to become a professional soccer player. And there's the same steps you have to take to be a better player. So natural talent and passion is important, right? And you guys can read that if you want in detail, but like your athletic ability, all that matters. And so if you are not there physically and talent wise, then you need to get there by training as much as you can, right? And sometimes, I've seen players who doesn't seem to show any soccer talent end up becoming great players because they learned the game, they understand the game, they were not a part of that game, and so they just kind of jumped in. So that's one of the reasons that they didn't show talent, and they can improve themselves. Technical skills and ball control, mastery of dribbling, passing, shooting, and receiving the ball, game awareness, tactical understanding, positioning, decision making on the field, fitness. All we see is high levels of endurance, strength, speed, and agility. Those are important. Training and practice consistency. Are we consistent? Are we showing up to practice twice a week? Plus, we do the Zoom sessions that we offer, and I go out on my own time and train. How much how much training time versus how much Xbox time or PlayStation time? Like how much of it can you cut from your life to give yourself a better chance to be a much better soccer player than others? Because one of the things you guys need to understand, let's just say some of you guys are thinking, oh, there's a big club. My schoolmate goes to that club. Yeah, they have good players, but if they're good players, they took some of the steps that you're not taking. So we actually care about you taking these steps, and some of the other clubs might not. They just want the ready players and talented players. We want you to be taking these steps. So it's very important you guys understand these steps, and if you start doing them, I think you will see a huge improvement in your talent, huge improvement in your consistency. So again, showing up to practice, are you doing it? Professional coaching wise, seek guidance from skilled coaches to improve your technique. Ask questions after practice. What can I work on? What did I do well today? Do you think I did good today? What are the things that you saw that, I should still improve? Any kind of question like that is improve. I love players who are waiting for me after practice and asking those questions. It shows initiative, it shows character, it shows that you care to improve, and those are the players who constantly improve. The moment those questions stop, I feel like those are the players who stay in the same level, just get cocky and they're like, "Oh, I'm so good already. Oh, I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna jump to another class." And then they see that nothing changes, and they come back and they tell you, "Can we start playing with you again or training with you again?" Why waste time? Focus on yourself, focus on your training, and we will give you those tools and continue to help you out with that. So, for competitive experience, of course, is important. You need to be playing in different levels, different tournaments, but don't exaggerate this. Hey, please mute yourself.
Are you guys staying?
Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. Avab, you were being loud and distracting to the session. All right. Um, this is the thing that a lot of our players and parents do not understand, unfortunately, is they try to guest play their kids. Try to train and is great, but try to play as many games as you can. Go to indoor games, all Sunday league games, and this game and that game. I can tell you this: we have seen amazing, talented players like literally looking like 40, 45-year-old men by the age of 26 because they had so many games in their knees and in the ankles. If you want to be a top level player and you want to continue after like 30 years old, you cannot be playing too many games. Games are good, but training is more. Training is a controlled environment. It controls the injuries better. It controls the impact better. And you play so many games, yes, you can improve your skills to a point, but you also ruining your knees and ankles. You could be a very good Sunday league player then. That's the only thing it's going to help you. If you want to go further, you do need to train more and play less games. And mental strength and resilience is important. Be prepared to face setbacks and challenges along the way. So I try to bring in my training once you get to the oldest age. Obviously, when I train with the younger ones, I don't do this, but the oldest ages, I push really hard because they need to be mentally prepared that the pressure of the highest levels are going to be a lot worse than what I can make them feel in training. But in training, if I can bring pressure and some of the game situations in the practice, we can actually be preparing you guys better for the game. You guys need to be also very open, communicative about these things. Some things could be too hard for you, then you could need to communicate with your coach. But like a hardcore practice is going to prepare you to be the best version of yourself. Don't slow down. Don't ask for breaks for sure, but don't slow down once you're in the performance stage. Try to do as much as you can in those stages, as much as you can. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next section, networking exposure. Those are important. We need you guys to, we work with WPL, which is our league. If you are wanting to go to academy team, WPL has its own academy. They travel out of country. You do not have to leave Gala. We actually work with them. I just need to be able to recommend you to go to that tryout. You can pay for it and they won't look at you unless I recommend you, and you can pay for that tryout and go and play for that team. We have had many players in our past in Gala that played both and that actually give an extra exposure for the players. Our goal is to create, especially the 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, all those guys to be able to get to the showcase stage and go to summer tournaments to showcases instead of just regular tournaments. So, but we need to make sure that we recruit better players. We also better our players to be able to get to that level so we can actually give you guys the exposure that we want. Okay. Gain experience and visibility at lower tier leagues to go to the top levels. So we created a semi-pro program for this exact goal. So you can actually show yourself in that semi-pro, and we can send you guys to a better level, which is USL 1 MLS Next, MLS, or European or around the world soccer. One of my former players just last night signed for a Japanese professional team, and I coached him. I actually he was playing right mid and right back, and I was the one to change his position because I sold a forward, and I changed his position to forward, and he ended up playing Division One soccer for being a forward, scoring a lot of goals. He ended up playing for Ballard. We were proud to let him go to Ballard, which was the probably after Sounders the biggest team in Washington at the time. Now things changed a little bit because too many USL teams. The Cats, sorry guys, um, too many USL teams, but the ballot was a good choice. Now he's going to Japan to play professional soccer. Okay, so last part is this in this page is physical and lifestyle commitment. Follow a strict fitness routine. I don't know why they combined it. It wasn't like that before. Sorry. Uh, Follow a strict fitness routine, focusing on cardio, strength, flexibility, and injury prevention. We do those things pre-game. When you guys do the 4 and 4s, is about working your knees and ligaments. We want to make sure that you work those 4 and 4s are very good for your knees. And we do some of our warm-ups has those lunges and stuff, and it's good for your knee strengthening. So it's going to be preventing some of the injuries. And rest and recovery is also very important to prevent burnout or injuries, right? All right. So let's go one more back, actually. All right. And persistence and patience. Understand that success may take years. Not everyone progresses the same pace. So you guys need to understand. So let's just say parents and players get frustrated sometimes because they see the team starting and some of the players progress faster. They look better, they play more time because they progress better. That doesn't mean you're not. You just have your own pace. You need to understand and accept that because we've seen a kid that was the best player in 3 years ago's team and shining over everybody else. But the kid who has been in the bench for a year or two is now this year is better than that kid because it's progressed slowly but it consistently progressed. And this is a very common thing in soccer. So it's instead of jumping the ship or quitting soccer, you need to understand your progress speed. It can be different and it's okay to be different. Very important to understand that. Okay. All right, so next part is a bit of luck sometimes is a big part of it. The right person seeing you could open the doors, right tryout, and you perform good in that one day to show to the right person is a little bit of a luck too. So, all right, some bonus tips. Study the game by watching professional matches to learn tactics and techniques. Come to these Zoom sessions. Very important and focus on academics because if soccer doesn't work out, you need to have to make sure that you have the education to land on something. And even professional soccer players, a lot of them have education. So when they're done playing soccer due to injury or age, they retired from soccer, they have something to do, they can open businesses. A lot of uneducated soccer players ends up losing their even millions of dollars because they do not know how to manage money, how to open businesses, how to manage anything. So you need to make sure that you get the education. That's a very important part of your education. So I hope that you guys continue that as well. Okay. So the last part is this for this. How many of these steps have you taken yourself? Okay. I want you guys to write it in the chat. I'll repeat it real quick again. Natural talent and passion. There's nothing you can do about that. You have it right now, or you just have to work on it, right? Technical skills and ball control. Are you working on that? Training and practice consistency. Are you consistent to come to practice? Are you showing up on time and every time? And are you participating? Okay, we still didn't figure out that you need to mute yourself when you guys come to a training session. so we don't have to listen to people washing their dishes. Thank you, guys. Um, so mental strength and resilience also important, and networking exposure, gain experience and visibility, physical and life commitment, persistence and patience. Understand that some things might your progress may take a lot longer than some of the other players around you, that you feel like they're so good. I'm not improving. Why am I not improving? Because your progress speed is different, and that's okay. Like I said, many of the progress levels, it might be different, but that doesn't mean that player is always going to be better than you. If you are consistent and you actually progress, even slow, you're getting somewhere. You're always going to get somewhere. Okay. And a little bit of the luck. So, to create the luck, of course, you need to be able to get as many opportunities, as many tryouts, with professional tryouts and trials, and making videos for yourself to show yourself in the future to colleges and professional soccer. So, how many of these you feel like you're doing? And then the last part is how can we help you with these? We also already have a plan, especially me, like we, as a director of soccer and your college connection and a pro connection. I have a lot of connections and network within the United States, Oregon, California, New York, Utah, and all those states, plus Canada, plus Europe, plus Egypt, plus Africa. So all these connections, we can actually connect you with something, but you have to have the talent, you have to have the consistency, you have to be there working hard towards that goal for us to be able to connect you with the right people. Okay. All right. I want you guys to write these things. What are the steps you're taking? Okay. Devi says he's done 8 of the things. All right, Devi, you're going to need all of them to be better, right? So work on the rest of it too. All right. While we're waiting for the players to write, Dwayne and Jeff, Manolo, do you guys want to add something? Marco is here too. Do you guys want to add something about these?
Y'all,
Yeah, I know we
go ahead,
I know
Jay.
we kind of touched on it last time. But I would like to just speak on it again is your academics.
Mm.
Make sure you stay on top of schoolwork. Make sure you stay out of trouble because all that will do is throw your chances into the garbage. If you can't keep your
Exactly.
grades up, if you get yourself into some legal trouble or hang out with the wrong people, um, that's the quickest way to just shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, it's
Many,
gonna.
many careers ended because of that. Many careers. Even professional players, some of them are in jail now because of the wrong friendships, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna chime in about school too, but he beat me to it, so I'll come up with something. Give me some time.
Coaches, what do you guys think about um, the progress speed for everybody to have a different one? And if you guys been in sports for a long time, you've seen players who you didn't think was going to be a great player ends up being amazing, in 2, 3 years. And unfortunately, some of them give up before that. But it's the progress speed. It's very important that we understand that. I think it's a big subject that I wanted to step up to. Manolo, you want to say something about that?
Yeah, no, I think consistency is one of the things too that get you to become better. If practices we only have twice a week now, and if you only showing up once or even once every other week, it's not gonna get you pretty far.
Yeah.
And not only that, not only practice when we do it, this 2 days a week, but also try to do something at home. That will get you better too, because if you're not consistent on practice, you're gonna be the same every time you show up at practice with us. It's gonna be the same thing. So
Yeah, I'd like to add something to that too. Is I think sometimes at practice, as far as progress and improving yourself goes, I think players should be a little more wise. Maybe that should be on coaches to start assigning partners but match up with somebody who plays your speed, somebody who has the same technique level. I see some players who match up when we're doing our daily tens with somebody who can't keep up with them, and that's not going to make you any better. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help yourself. And when we do drills where you're competing against each other, it does nobody good if our best technical player is going up against one of our weak defenders. You should always want to improve by using the best tools you have available. And your best tool is going to be your teammates who are going to push you and make you a bit better, faster, more technical, wiser, make the right decisions. So I would then include that as well.
Marco, that's a big point, and I always told my coaches for years now to make sure when you recognize that, switch it right away. You need the players to be in the same skill level, speed level, and progress level to be in the same. Yeah, and so many parents might not like it. Many people might not like it. I want my kid to train with that kid, but like you need to get to that point first to be able to train with him. They say this is not everybody wins something. Our club is to compete. So we want to make sure that you can compete to get to that. If you want to train with this ex player that is looking like the best player at the time, then you need to progress your way up to that point, and then you need to pass him, and you will be training with the older players. But to be able to do that, you do need to be in the same level. Doesn't mean that you're a bad player, you're a horrible player. No, we just need to make sure you guys understand that we do want our players who are there, game changers, to be training with the game changers. That doesn't mean you are not going to be one in 2, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or 2 years later. So, but you do need to earn that. It's not going to be given to you. We don't give it to you. We have to, you have to do the part to step forward towards us, and we will give you the tools to be able to be that player for sure. Again, any coach want to step into that subject about the progress speed of the players? I was curious about that myself, so I thought that was very interesting to kind of think about because I've been doing this 25 years. I've seen so many players who looked like I was gonna cut him from the team at the tryouts to become the best player in the team. Like if you do it long enough and you're a good coach, you can actually give them the tools. You'll be seeing this a lot. So I just don't want some of the players to think that they're just not gonna get there. They still have time as long as they are consistent. Anybody want to say anything about that? And players, you're still supposed to write down in the chat uh, what's the steps you're taking. How many of these steps have you taken? I'm not seeing enough chat action there. Jeff, do you want to add up anything to that?
Yeah, I actually just want to say I actually talked to the micros last night about this. Is um, to be the best player that you can be and to progress and develop is the best players are going to progress when they are working the hardest when they're not being watched. So coaches are going to notice you during trainings. Your teammates are going to notice you maybe during trainings, but it's what you do when you're not being watched that really shows your character and how much effort you're putting into developing yourself. Um, so whether it's during conditioning, during skills drills, being focused, you shouldn't have to necessarily have a coach with their eyes on you, yelling at you, urging you, encouraging you for that next, to go to that next level. Like there are players we see, um, Dodgy and I, we've coached a long time, and we see players that will increase their development because they are working hard when they're not being watched. It's not when they're being watched. It's not when the coaches are seeing them. It's not when they're being pushed. It's when they're not being watched that makes a big difference. Um, but in terms of the timing, Dodgy, like you said, for you guys are still young. You're still learning a lot, and one day you will have a light switch. It'll be like a light switch when you're turning on your light in your bedroom. Sometimes it'll just click. So you might not be the best that you want to be right now, but if you continue to be working hard, being consistent, coming to training, getting into these routines, there will be a day that